Hi, this is Super Boo 3. We're continuing with the Kew Gardens drama in Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. This is part 4 of this case, and this is the 5th case in the game. We've just gone to Scotland Yard after thinking that Hamish was involved.
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you. Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
Holmes, my God.
Yes, we found him like that.
Our messing around with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish realized that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
Okay, so, thinking about this, I think this suggests that there was a second person involved in this murder, because the person who I think would have had the chemical knowledge to conduct a poisoning would have actually been Margaret White, because she definitely had done an experiment, because there was something in one of the offices, like she spilt the stuff on the floor. Now, on the other hand, Hamish would have known about the plants, so I think I think it's definite that he was a guilty party, that he definitely had enough reason to want to kill Dunn. So, and I mean, Albert, he wouldn't have done it. The fact he now suddenly feels obliged to look after the Kew Gardens suggests that he actually, suddenly became, felt something towards his father. So I would assume he's innocent. If he killed him and then suddenly wanted to rush off to the Navy, then I'd be a lot more suspect. Anyway, let's examine this body.
The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
Okay. Why am I looking at his feet?
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case.
Yeah, so he had a club foot, plus his confession. Did he act alone? Okay, let's do that.
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
The map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Let us analyze the facts and statements so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
Okay, so Martin Hamish and Montague Dunn went to Albert in the Seed House at around 9:30. So that's this one. Okay, so it was around 20 minutes to 10 when Hamish and Montague Dunn went out to the backyard. That's this one. After 10 minutes, Dunn commenced his inspection and entered the dry tropics room, so that's this one. And at the same time, Hamish returned to the Seed House, that's this one. Martin Hamish had a conversation with Miss White at 10 o'clock. Miss White was in the laboratory until 10:40 when she saw Hamish and Albert in the Waterloo greenhouse and joined them there. So that's there. So at 10:30 he was poisoned. Okay, Albert was in the Seed House the entire morning. He observed Hamish returning from visiting Miss White at 10 minutes past 10. So this one goes to 10 minutes past 10. And what's this? Oh, and this is also at 10 past 10. So now let's play the events.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20. Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful. Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door, more than enough time.
I think White and Hamish. Due to the fact she owed him money. I don't think Albert was involved at all. Yep. White is the accomplice. I'm going to go with this. Okay, I think this is a tough one to call. I'm going to just weigh it up here. So, in terms of absolving her, she had tried to get herself out of debt by getting help from her family, but she was kind of pushed aside. Dunn had treated her badly after giving her money and taking advantage of her. And you know, Hamish likely convinced her to help him kill, because Hamish seemed like the one with the biggest reason to want to kill Dunn. Now, in terms of condemning her, she convinced Hamish to kill himself and try and get away with the murder. She also was messing around, trying to flirt with basically every guy in this, because she'd obviously been hitting on Albert, his dad, and Hamish, so I'm actually going to condemn her. I don't really like her.
But Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
I am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining, the deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her, quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me. But she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right. You can count on me, Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
The other side? No! Stop! I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Okay, I think she's going to try and kill herself.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
Come on, Watson, it's your time to shine.
It's too late.
Whoops.
This is tragic, Holmes.
Are you able to do anything?
I'm afraid not. The poison has been fulgurating. Her heart stopped instantly, poor child.
Oh well. She just got executed quicker because I'd condemned her anyway. If it was the other way, I'd be more bothered about the fact she got killed. I guess people don't like 19th century prisons much, which is why they all decide to kill themselves. Oh, well, okay, apparently the cold and calculated Holmes agrees with me, and he says she got what she deserved. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And next time we'll be on the final case. Let's just find out what the name of that's going to be now. Oh, and there's the trophy popping for that case completion. I do think that's the right conclusion, though. So until then, guys, bye.